a prisoner of war in Japan. Left for dead in the middle of the ocean. Survivor of the Nagasaki Acid Bomb. Reading FC and football legend. This is the story of Johnny Sherwood. The most incredible man to have ever lived. Johnny joined Reading in 1937, and scored a whopping 72 goals in 71 games. His great form earned him a move to Corinthians, where he was part of one of the most successful world tours ever. He was living the dream. When the war originally hit, Johnny was still playing football, the centre-forward appearing for clubs such as Middlesbrough, and he even guided Reading to a London War Cup victory. With his wife pregnant, and his 5-year-old son at home, Johnny was forced to go and fight in the war. However, when Johnny was fighting in Singapore, he was captured by the Japanese, and he spent 3 years as a prisoner in a River Kwai camp. Johnny was put to work on the very dangerous Burma Railway, but despite these tough conditions, Johnny tried to keep his spirits high. He was famous for playing and introducing football to the prisoners, and he never lost his incredible talent. However, Johnny's fortune only got worse. The ship he was on was hit by a missile, and poor Johnny was left in the middle of the ocean, in shark-infested waters. By some stroke of fortune, he was rescued by a different Japanese ship a few days later, and taken back to Japan. Johnny was immediately put back to work. He was one of 6 prisoners of war who managed to survive the torpedo. Over 800 died. This was still not the end of Sherwood's bad luck. He was in Japan on the day that the US dropped their famous acid bomb on Nagasaki, where he yet again was lucky to survive. Some good news for Johnny was that the Japanese surrendered soon after, meaning he could return home to Southampton. He met his daughter Sandra for the first time ever as he was reunited with his wife and son, Philip. Johnny was one of very few prisoners of war to return, and none of the returning men had such an incredible story to share. He had survived a torpedoed ship, an acid bomb, and he stayed strong while living in a concentration camp. However, this was not the end of Johnny's career. He returned to Elm Park in 1946, where he still managed to become top scorer for the reserve side. He was deemed lucky Johnny, but he was hardly lucky. He faced misfortunate event after misfortunate event, and although it gave him nightmares, he still faced every challenge that came his way in spectacular manner. Many of you may never have heard of him, and certainly never heard his James Bond-like story. So let's give this video a like for Johnny Sherwood, a footballing hero.